Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Okay, so we're in. What we need to do is take this to size, and I've got a line scratched in here somewhere. Let's see where it's at. I think that's it right there. There it is. So we need to take that much material off. You can see the line right there. And then we'll be down to 570, which is our necessary height. So just taking a little bit at a time. No use in jamming this thing up. And I don't know if we can measure it or not, but we can try. I think we can almost get a measurement. It's a little skew. But we're set 575 with it being slightly askew, and that looks pretty good. Now let's take it out and take a final measurement. 575. Right where we want to be. Let's do 3 more of those, and we will be back. All right, we've got our little plug in the collet, and I found that once in a while that plug gets in a little bit crooked, so I found it's the best thing to do is just put it in the lathe and see if it's square, and it looks like this one's doing very well. So we'll pull it back out of the lathe and take it over to the mill and get started. All right, so we've come back to 0, and we need to do that first. And we are at 170 right now. Everything's kind of cold, so it's moving very sluggishly. There's 10, there's 0. Drop our collet holder in place. Tighten everything up, kind of wiggling it in place to make sure that it's good and centered. Okay, and then let's bring this up and take this over. And just come up with something close to our 0. Put the flutes of the bit horizontal, yeah, I don't know, whatever it is, and bring the bit down until it just kind of comes close to touching. We're going to come in and find out how close we are. pretty good. But we're gonna take it in just a little closer. That's about right. Rotate this around so that the flutes are going this way. A little bit of a click there. A little bit of a click there. Boy, that is right dead center. We don't even have to change hardly anything. It was 4/1000ths off. Okay, so now we're dead center. And we need to come down to touch and then bring it out. And we're gonna come down, what is it, 70/1000ths? I think so. 70, 50, 60, 70, or we're gonna bring the table up 70. Okay. We're gonna cut dead center right down the center there, and then move over 220/1000ths and then 220/1000ths this way. Okay, so we've cut 220 from both centers, and we got this little bit of a tab hanging out. Now we need to go this way, 205/1000ths. So, let's see what we can do there. Okay, we got a lot of little fur things hanging out there, and I like to get those off so that I can see what I'm doing. And come in with an X-Acto knife and just start trimming. And there's number 2, somewhat. Okay, so now we come back to 0. Zero. And what do we do now? There's 1, 2, 50. Make sure it's not hitting, and it's not. Now we're going to travel through this fairly gently. Then we move our table 20 thousandths this way and then 20 thousandths this way, just to give ourselves a little bit more room. Okay, now we take the super spacer and we rotate it 135 degrees. So 135 coming up. That looks good. Now, okay, so 85 degrees from center. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go all right. And what we're going to do also is come around it, come back to 0, and then go out 85 degrees, or 85 thousandths. We're going to go to 100 first, take off that, and come back. And on up. I can't see where I'm at. I need to take some of that fur off. There we go. Just some of it. Okay, our last part is this little corner right there. And that, I believe, is that for that. Except for, of course, all the fur. Okay. Let's just start trimming. Okay, that takes care of most of it. We'll take it out and then do the rest by hand so we can get to it. And hey, let's put it inside of the unit and see what we got. All right, well, here first I want to show you the difference between the old part and the new part, and you can kind of see that there's that little tab right there on top that sheared off. And I'm guessing because somebody grabbed that handle and really ripped it over, and that's the Achilles heel of this whole system. So these little indents in this ceramic piece, which is very interesting that it's ceramic, just snaps in right like that. And that's what keeps this thing rotating. And then, of course, this little ceramic piece, two ceramic pieces, this rotates and closes up, and that rotates and opens. So let's put it on the shaft. And it is tight. I like that. I think what we're going to do is put it on a support there and push it down. There we go. We're nice and down there, right where we belong. And at that point, we take our little ceramic piece, snap it on, right? Drop that in. You know what, I'm going to get a little bit of plumber's grease. Just to kind of grease up the seals and the shaft just a little bit. So everybody runs nice and smooth. This goes in there. Pushes on through. Oops. Gotta get that to stay in place. Now let's push it on through. There it goes. Okay, so now we take our opposing ceramic piece. We're going to put a little bit of plumber's grease on that. Drop that in, and it has a couple of little tabs right there. You can kind of see them, and they go right into those grooves right there. Yep. And it popped right in. That looks pretty good to me. And we have one other piece. Where did that piece get off to? There it is. and it's got a seal on it, and actually the seal looks pretty good, but the problem is that the cap doesn't fit real tight. It just barely fits there, and I don't think it sits well. No, it's got a seat right there. Okay, so we don't even have to worry about it. Put the seal in. Put the cap on. Little plumber's grease right here. This goes into the actual water jacket and tightens down. I'm just going to use a pair of pliers here. And there's a little groove right there. You can see it? We're going to just grab it and pull it up just a little bit. There we are. And I believe this little ring goes right there. And then the keeper. And we got the keeper right there. Grab the pair of pliers and snap it in place. It's a done deal. Now let's try it out. Because the problem is that the water would never turn off. So we're just gonna, oh yeah, by the way, let's put the beauty part of this thing in place. Here is a pretty heavy piece of stainless steel. This is probably why it was so expensive when it was new. And then this kind of cool looking handle, and a screw to put the handle in place. And you can see that the handle just turns a quarter turn. So this is off and that's full blast. So it isn't like you're going, you know, 3 or 4 turns to get your full blast of material. Now I'm going to blow into it. There's the open, and there is closed. And that's the done deal for that. We put it in a box, we send it off to our customer, and hopefully everybody's happy. Well, that was kind of a fun little project. I charged them $500. I had to make 5 or 6 of them to get 2 that worked, 3 that worked actually, and then and it took about 8 hours. So I didn't make as much money as I'd hoped, but it was a fun project, and I got to film it, which, you know, for me just makes it even better. This is Nick Collier, checking out.